I don't know if you guys are familiar with Moneyball.
Yes.
Yep.
I was wondering if that would come up today.
As a book, as a movie, just as a concept, sabermetrics as a concept. But in the state of sports analytics in baseball has grown immensely over the last few decades, mostly because of the characteristics of the sport, where there is multi-agent interaction in baseball. It's mostly just between the pitcher and the batter. And then there's some other interactions like sequencing of batters and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's like if you have a third baseman on one team, you would expect their performance to translate to another team, mostly because a play happens and they have to execute some series of actions to get the runner out, something like that. And there's all of these episodic events. And essentially the state of a baseball game can be described by very few number of variables compared to something like an invasion game, where if you think about a hockey game, the state of a hockey game is very hard to describe a lot of the time, because it's not really about measuring the execution of players, but it's about measuring the decisions that players make. Right. And so I think this is where it comes full circle, tying back to reinforcement learning, in that RL is a decision-making science. Like, we understand how agents learn to make decisions in these environments, and there's various reward functions and value functions that agents learn and stuff. And in invasion games, the action space and state space is so much bigger compared to striking games that it really has lagged behind sports analytics in striking games, because the game is so much more complex in terms of how to represent it in models. And so we're just starting to get this type of data that can help us get more clarity into how to represent the game.